Good day, everyone. It is Rod Trent, Senior Program Manager at Microsoft. Welcome to the After the Blog podcast. Thank you so much for joining. I have one thing I wanted to stop by to talk to you about. Well, it'll probably end up being a few different things, but one primary thing. Next month, March 2024, which is actually only one day away. This is leap year, so it's February 29th, which is super special on its own. But next month, March 2024, the Microsoft Security Insights Show, which I've been part of for the last 4 years or so as a host, we will be putting on Women in Cybersecurity Month. All right. Our 2023 event was such a success and such a wonderful endeavor. We wanted to work extra hard this year to bring you an even better experience. So you'll notice right away as we talk about the dates and also check out the show notes. I'll show you the schedule in the show notes. You'll see right away that we've doubled up on episodes for the month of March 2024. We literally have 2 episodes every week next month. This is going to enable us to bring a bigger experience and also, which I think is important, all the different perspectives from those that have made cybersecurity their career. The stories, I promise you, will be monumental, empowering, and motivating, and you will be surprised at many of the career journeys. If you were part of this, part of the audience last year for March 2023 and Women in Cybersecurity Month, who would have thought that Maria Thompson, the person that leads our partner organization for cybersecurity at Microsoft, would have started her journey as a dance instructor. But now she's doing cybersecurity at Microsoft. That was an awesome and amazing story. You can go back and check that episode if you're interested. But I want to welcome everyone listening to come along on this trek with us next month. So the show will be live on the dates that I'll share and we'll talk about here shortly and also shared in the show notes. And then each show will be followed up with audio versions a few days later across, obviously, all of the popular podcast networks, right? So I want to absolutely invite you to join us live. That's important because that gives you a chance to stop by, listen, ask questions, and actually be part of this experience, be part of these episodes. Ask your questions, super important. But if you can't do that, we understand, right? We know due to schedules and real life things, sometimes you can't tune in live. We hope that you'll still tune in if the audio version is what works best for you. So check those podcast networks, wherever it is, iTunes, Apple iTunes. I think Google still has podcasts. Not sure about that anymore, but all of those different podcast networks, whatever you listen to, go ahead and search for Microsoft Security Insights Show and you'll find us. All right. A cool thing about next month, in addition to it being Women in Cybersecurity Month, is we will, with this show, reach episode 200. Thinking about that, that's, to me, hard to imagine, almost too difficult to realize that we've been doing this show every single week for almost 4 years. That's crazy. 4 years of my life. Where did that time go, right? But I tell you, it's all been worth it. And we love and appreciate our audience that keeps us energized every single episode. We may have an episode that's just so super stellar, and then one that's kind of so-so, but it's our audience that really drives the popularity and the value for the Microsoft Security Insights Show. All right. I also want to mention, as part of, I said we're doing 2 episodes a week during the month of March. On March 13th, we have a special episode. So we're taking a break, a little hiatus from Women in Cybersecurity to have what I refer to as a celebration episode. That's not our 200th episode, which you'll hear here shortly. That's actually a celebration of something that we'll be announcing the very same day at our Microsoft Secure event. If you know the Microsoft calendar, Microsoft will be putting on Microsoft Secure this year on March 13th, Wednesday, March 13th in the morning, Pacific time. So take a look for that. We're making some announcements, and one of those announcements will be celebrating on March 13th as part of the Microsoft Security Insight Show. We'll also be taking that celebration to April, when our April show is themed all month, Copilot for security partners. So I guess that kind of gives that away a little bit. All right, so we're going to take a break on March 13th to do that, something special. If that's not enough incentive for you to join us on March 13th, we may also be doing some sort of cosplay. Myself and my colleagues, Brody Castle, Edward Walton, Andrea Fisher, my co-host, we may actually be doing some sort of strange cosplay that day just to celebrate whatever that thing is. So if you're interested in that, please join us to find out. All right, so let's go over this schedule. Women in Cybersecurity Month starts next week. Like I said, today is the last day of February. Next week, March 4th, all of these episodes, by the way, will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we adjust the times that we start the show live because of schedules for the guests and also time zones. We don't have to do that for the month of March. So every episode will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Monday, March 4th at 5, we have Donna Abbey, an AI and cybersecurity professional at Microsoft. On Wednesday, March 6th at 5 p.m. again, we have Maria Young, Senior Product Manager at Microsoft for, drum roll please. Okay, I don't have anybody do a drum roll. Copilot for security. So that will be an interesting episode because I know there's a lot of interest in that. But Maria's story is an interesting one. Remember I said earlier, all these different perspectives and stories. Maria's got a great story she can share. Monday, March 11th, we have Kate Proctor, Security Architect at Microsoft. Wednesday, March 13th, we've already talked about that. That's our celebration episode. I think you can already guess what we're talking about. March 18th, we have Cazetta Garrett, Cybersecurity Practice Leader at Microsoft. March 20th, Wednesday, March 20th, we have Ray Wolfram, who's a Senior Product Manager at Microsoft, but also, and I'm actually super interested in this, I know a lot of our audience will be as well, she is also a rabid Star Trek fan. So I'm going to try to put all my hard questions together to ask. And if you join us, please bring your questions as well. Monday, March 25th, we have Jenny Roth, Security Sales Specialist at Microsoft. Tuesday, March 26th, Letitia Gamble, Director of Security Sales Programs at Microsoft, and also founder and president of Women in Cybersecurity in LATAM area. So that will be awesome to hear what that looks like. And our very last show for Women in Cybersecurity for 2024 is Wednesday, March 27th. My teammate, who lives in Africa, Jolene Carew, will be on to talk about how she became one of the top 50 women in cybersecurity in Africa. That's going to be an awesome story. All right. So that's our schedule for Women in Security for March 2024. Please invite someone to come along with you, a colleague, friend, neighbor, enemy. If you have enemies, bring them along, right? The more folks we can get interested in cybersecurity, the better off we are, all right? So feel free to share this podcast, the post, the notes, the schedule with anyone you think that would find value in it and like to join our audience, all right? So, lastly, is this the first time that you've ever heard about the Microsoft Security Insight Show? So that's okay, all right? We've been delivering this show every Wednesday night, like I said, for about 4 years. We're very close to our 200th episode. So as you can imagine, we have a large and growing audience. However, we would love for you to join. Why is this show important? Well, it's different, right? There's a lot of cybersecurity podcasts out there. This one's different. Our goal is to make cybersecurity fun and approachable, right? So you may join, be part of the audience, understand that whether you're just getting interested in cybersecurity or you've been working in the industry for 10 years, you will take something away from every episode. And not just technical, but also maybe a smile and maybe a chuckle or two. All right. Like I said, we try to make it fun and approachable. If you want to know more about this show, we have a short link that you can access. It's aka.ms/getmsi show. It'll tell you all about our archives, all about our episodes, all about upcoming things that we're attempting to do. All right, so that's the link. All one word, aka.ms/getmsi show. Thank you for tuning in. I will talk to you soon, and I will hopefully see you next month.